Good morning. So I wanted to share an example of how when you don't think things through and ask questions and you just make assumptions and react, how it can just be so detrimental to your personal health. I'm working with a client right now. He's actually a business owner, and his business is closed right now because of the epidemic. And he basically kept getting a letter from his landlord asking for the rent. And he had spoken to the landlord sometime in March and explained to him, he doesn't know what's going to happen. And the landlord said, we'll talk about it, we'll figure it out, don't worry about it. Just let me know what I can do. And he never called, and he started getting letters in the mail asking him for, the rent payment, and that, if your rent's not paid by this date, there'll be a late fee and blah, 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 blah. And this went on for like 2 months. It's been going on since like mid-March. And he brought it up to me about 2 weeks ago. And he's like, I don't know what to do. This guy's such a jerk. He doesn't want to work with me. And he just kept going on and on and on about how bad the situation is and how he can't pay his rent and he's going to go out of business. And if this guy could just work with him and not have him pay the rent, he thinks he can probably make it through and have enough money till we get back to work and he can start slowly opening up again. And throughout the conversation, I finally said to him, I said, well, when's the last time you spoke to him? And he's like, well, I haven't spoken to him in like a month and a half. And I said, well, why don't you have a conversation? Why don't you just, call him up and tell him? And he's like, no, I already called a lawyer. I'm going to start getting letters drafted up and sending it to him. This is BS. I think the state should step in. I mean, it was like a whole thing. And I said, listen, you haven't even spoken to the guy. Just call him. Just call him and plead your case. You never know. And he really fought me on it, but he finally did it. And it turns out that this was a generated letter that automatically came out of their system, I guess, that they use, because he owns a ton of buildings throughout the town that this guy's business is in. It's not just, you know, one building. It's an automatically generated letter. And what he had said was when businesses closed, he also closed his office, and he just completely forgot. And he just forgot to say something and forgot to turn off the auto thing. So this guy was ready to call a lawyer, ready to flip out and go nuts. And when he finally spoke to the guy like apologized, was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." He goes, "Don't even worry about it. When things calm down, we'll work out a payment plan. You'll pay me back." And now I've got to speak to all my other tenants that are probably thinking the same thing. So not only did he freak for no reason, but when he finally asked the question, he actually helped not just himself, but he helped the landlord and he helped all the other tenants that pay rent to this landlord. So just think about that. It's just a matter of asking questions. Have an awesome day.